So when we're talking about spiritual ascension, spiritual awakening, what is it really that we can fact-based say about this? Is there some facts in this reality that we can utilize, that we can use, that we can perceive as obvious for what it takes to awaken, what it takes to spiritually ascend? So there is a lot of information, a lot of stuff, a lot of inspiration that is kind of getting thrown around like, I know that this is how it is, without them having really reality fact-based proof about, or any kind of logical reasoning about if this is actually the case. And let's try to cut through all the bullshit in this video and figure out what it actually means, what is necessary for you to spiritually ascend. Do you have to get rid of your ego, or do you have to do some kind of spiritual practice like meditation, or do you have to be a Buddha or a yogi, or what kind of esoteric teaching have you? A lot of these are not based by facts, but by imagination. They are based in imagination and are not really tangible facts, and there's therefore no real logical reasoning behind it. So what we can observe in this existence or in this experience is that there is a lot of perspectives about it. Probably as much as there are perspectives in this reality. Some consent with each other and some not really. But is there something that everybody can agree on by fact? There is, yeah, there actually is. So the first thing that we can come up with as a fact is that everybody has its own interpretation of the topic. Everybody has its own definition of the concept, spiritual awakening, spiritual ascension, and therefore it may be not as linear as some try to put it. However, I'm one who's trying to put it in a very linear way, and I'm actually trying to come to a logical reasoning as to what it is that is necessary for you to spiritually ascend. All right. One fact that we can all agree on is the inherent preference of happiness in the human state, in the human experience. We all want to be happy. And that's quite profound, because we can realize and conceptualize that in order to be happy, that's an experiential fact, we notice that we want to have a certain amount of freedom, probably maximum freedom, in order to have maximum freedom for our decisions. So we realize freedom is important for happiness. Happiness would be associated with the state you want to spiritually ascend into, more than likely. So another thing that we can perceive in this reality is that in order to create the best circumstances for happiness, there would need to be ultimate freedom in place. So how do we achieve maximum freedom for everyone? The answer is as obvious as known to everyone: love. If every individual within a certain room or realm is the embodiment of love, then there would be a minimum amount of laws and regulations, and therefore there would be maximum freedom. Nobody in this realm of ultimate freedom, where everybody is the embodiment of love, would want to harm another being in any way, shape, or form. Therefore, we can see and come to the conclusion that the embodiment of love and the decision for it is what enables an individual to step into the realm of ultimate freedom. I mean, that's quite obvious. If somebody is the embodiment of lovelessness, then its actions will sooner or later result in diminishing the freedom of another being, of another presence or whatever. And therefore, as soon as a being that is the embodiment of lovelessness would step into the realm of ultimate freedom, it wouldn't be the realm of ultimate freedom anymore. And therefore, we can, by simple logic, fact-based, prove that in order to get into the realm of ultimate freedom, which would lead to the best circumstances for ultimate happiness or ultimate bliss, in order to get into this realm, an individual or a being would need to embody love. And that's probably the answer to what spiritual ascension actually is, or how to get there. It is the decision for cultivating your own will according to love, so that your potential on how your will can unfold or could unfold is full of acts of love and deprived of acts of lovelessness. So choosing love in a sovereign act of will is the answer to what is necessary to spiritually ascend. And in this reality, we get to choose, because we have arguments for both sides, because we are mortal and therefore we are having fear as a fact in this reality of death, and therefore we have an reasoning for choosing lovelessness. This is necessary for the choice to even exist. So we need, for both sides, love and lovelessness, we need some sort of reasonable argumentation for the choice to even exist. Makes sense. All the other stuff, like you have to get rid of your ego, you have to meditate a certain amount of time per day, or you have to empty yourself, or you have to be a Buddha, or you have to get a Kundalini awakening, or you have to clear out your chakras, or you have to heal ancestral trauma, or you, get rid of all the karma that you have kind of put onto yourself in your past lives, which you can't even prove to exist. All these types of aspects or information is actually not fact-based provable at all. It's imagination, which is powerful and wonderful, but it's not something that you can oppose upon another being. You can only oppose this onto yourself, because you can't prove it to anybody. So nobody has to buy into all this stuff, like you have to activate your chakras, or you have to get rid of the ego, whatever this even means, and if this is even possible in the human perspective. So of course you're free to imagine whatever circumstances you want to imagine in order to get into the realm of ultimate freedom, but the fact-based answer is choose to be the embodiment of love and actualize it the best way you can I mean, you couldn't do it better than you can. That is the key. That is the key to ultimate freedom. That is the key to spiritual ascension. And everything else is just a choice that you can make, an imagination that you can create for yourself as real by realizing it as true, creating gnosis for yourself in the process, but it's not something that you can oppose on another being in any way, shape, or form. You can't, because you can't prove that it's even necessary. The only thing that is provable as necessary is the choice for being the embodiment of love. So, do you want to make it difficult for yourself, or do you want to make it simple and actually clean, authentic for yourself? Getting rid of the ego, I'm not sure. I mean, I can't tell anybody what's authentic for themselves. The concept authentic itself kind of makes that impossible. You have to choose. That's the point. That's the point. And you can put up as many obstacles for you as you want. You can say, I have to go through every human life in order to spiritually ascend. Everybody is me, you know, like this concept, like everybody is me, and I have to live through every life, and then I'm going to ascend. It's like the egg theory, which is, it feels like a trap because you don't even know how many possibilities there are in terms of human experiences. It's probably infinite. So with the egg theory, you kind of trap yourself. And this goes for all these obstacles. Like, why do people make it so difficult for themselves when it's a simple choice that is the key, that is fact-based, provable to be the key for ultimate freedom, for spiritual ascension? It kind of don't make sense, does it? But of course, the choice is yours, and this is how it's supposed to be. So that's my perspective on spiritual ascension.